morning, Isabella.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thanks. And you? What's up?
So we're welcoming everyone back to What the Blog, which is an essential series discussing the most shocking, insightful, and just plain fascinating articles of the week from our newsletters. So we're the Essentials editors, Isabella and
Martin, hi.
And each episode, we bring you snippets of trending news directly from the experts that curate our newsletters across the 32 topics we cover.
32 topics is we include really relevant and important business topics of the day: cybersecurity, AI, future work, sustainability, and that's not just for business, that's for us to be able to live on the planet beyond 2050. And what else do we have? We have emerging tech, which is always interesting for CIOs, and we have future of money, which aside from that thing whose name shall not be mentioned, i.e. crypto, and we have a lot of banking transformation in there, and we have some 5G stuff in there too. So today we kick off with AI.
We got two articles today. First one is these creepy fake humans herald a new age in AI. So there's a firm that's offering an alternative to traditional real world data gathering. So they'll make it for you how you want it, when you want it. It's pretty cheap. So we're intrigued already, you know. And they essentially generate synthetic.
Sounds like cheap and nasty. Never mind, just cheap. Sounds
well, okay.
Nasty.
It like comes from humans. So you're a human, they scan you, then you're like, I'm not into this.
Well, I mean, it's just you know, the more layers one tends to add, the more chance of faulty, or you know, it's the same. It's like playing you know, I don't know, Chinese telephone, Portuguese telephone, telephone, whatever telephone you want to call it, English telephone. The more you pass things through a system, the more you lose stuff along the way, or you build in new parts of that. So, I mean, aren't there enough fake humans already who aren't actually avatars or things?
The reason they're doing this is because of new privacy regulations. They want to have like data that's not, you know, doesn't have bias, that's easy to have. But the fact is, this data won't reflect reality. Even if it comes originally from a human, it's synthetic. So it's also wondering, like, how can we apply this so much? But it's an interesting development.
Which is the scary developments that you always talk about? I think that's a scary one. Okay, next one. What do we got?
Okay, study explores the potential of using a humanoid robot to entertain the elderly.
Entertain, not support or help, right?
No,
which is interesting, because I think there's been a lot of conversation around how robots can fulfill carer roles, you know. So you know, they could be reminders for medication, temperature checks, you know. I don't know if a robot can measure people's moods, and maybe at some point they would be able to, but you're talking about entertaining, which is an interesting word for me.
So basically,
do they juggle?
I mean, maybe eventually, but they want, like, not an assistant, but a friend, you know. So they could play bingo with you. You know, they could make people feel less lonely. So I like that idea, you know, that like giving these people a friend.
Okay, I mean, okay. Makes sense. I mean, it's the one thing that I think is interesting is that, you know, there's been such a strong move towards keeping healthy elderly in their own homes longer than taking them out of their homes and out of their comfort spaces and out of their communities to put them into homes, but rather keeping them where they live. And I guess this is something that could potentially take away from some of that loneliness or that isolation that sometimes kicks in. So it's an interesting one. I mean, if they can make tea and play bingo, I'd probably order one myself.
That's what remote work does. Yes. Well, let's see you next week.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Thanks. Bye.